Alright, so as you can see, a little bit of a different setup. I'm down in Texas now, here with family, hanging out. Have a quinceañera to dance at. No workout video today, unfortunately. I think I will be recording one later tonight. But this video is gonna just be talking. And, I got me a little smoothie, a little green smoothie. Today's video is about past, present, future. So, in life, people like to put I think it's called a dialogy. And it's where you separate the person you want to become and the person you are, and you put a mental boundary in your head that stops you from becoming the person you want to be, or the person that you feel as though you want to become. Also, my face, I don't know what happened, but I think the flight and the changing of my environment, bro, my acne. But it, yeah, let's get back on topic. The mental block that you put in your head about having a difference between the person you want to become and the person you are really stops you from doing that, because you need to know mentally that to become the person you want to be, you have to understand that there is no difference between the person you are now and the person you are tomorrow and the person you were in the past. The only difference is that you have changed your actions and you have learned. So that means if you want to become the person that you want to become, so let's say you're me personally. I want to be, everybody wants to be wealthy, have money, but I have a strong goal of, my goal has always been that I want to be so financially stable that no matter what situation arises in my life, I can be like, all right, I can pay for it. You know what I mean? Like, I can go drop the money to do it right now. That's a goal that I have in mind, and a dichotomy. That's the word, a dichotomy. Props to Profound Pondering. I love that dude. But whenever you separate yourself and you're like, all right, well, I'm not currently in that kind of financial situation to do that. Although that might be true, if you tell yourself that and you continue to tell yourself that, you will never be the person that you want to become. So for me to want to feel like that, I have to understand that there is a difference, but that there is no difference in the person I am today and the person that I want to become. So for me to become that person, I have to mentally think in my head, all right, look, what are the steps I have to take to get to that to become like that? What are the things I have to do? What are the things I have to sacrifice, which is a big thing. That I might talk about that in this video, or I might talk about that in another video. And what must I strive towards, like my goal. So once you figure out your goal, which, look, it's hard to figure out a goal. Even for me, like me personally, I struggle with finding a goal, because I'm like, all right, well, I want to do this, and then I'm like, all right, well, what exactly do I want from this? And then it's like, well, I don't know. But once you find your goal, you'll start to strive towards it, and if you really want it, you'll figure out the things that you need to do in order to achieve that goal and to become that person and to become the embodiment of which you desire. Which that's also what this video is about living in the present moment and knowing worrying today doesn't take today's worries away. It only puts them off till tomorrow. You know what I mean? So if you're so worried about your future today, you're putting off the worries and the things you have to do today onto tomorrow, and then the day after that, and then the day after that, and then you kind of just continue to add. Which also goes to show or say, don't let your past be a reflection of which you have not learned from. So you should always learn from your mistakes. Even if it is a small mistake, you should continue to learn from them. You need to have an open mind to being a beginner in every situation, and being open-minded to the fact that there's a possibility that you were wrong, which doesn't mean to be like, all right, everything I did was my fault. Everything I do is wrong. Everything I do is bad, because that's also not right. You have to find the balance between where letting your past affect you and worrying about your future does. So we're back. Had a storage problem. My phone's storage ran out, so I had to work with that or whatever. But going back to where I was, you can't let your past and your future affect your present moment that you're in. You have to be present. You have to be available for yourself, both physically, mentally, and emotionally, and spiritually. And that means I'm not saying don't worry about your future and don't think about the past, but don't thrive. Don't sit there and consume the doubt, the worry. Even if your future is filled with positivity, if you continue to think about it in a mindset where you're taking away from the moment in which you're in, it'll result in more negativity than more positivity. You know what I mean? And if you continue to sit and this is usually how it is. Your past is usually when you have negative, that's usually not good. Your future is usually positive because you have a future and a plan for what you want to do. And then your present moment is how you currently feel. You know what I mean? So in your past, you need to not be worried about letting those negative emotions affect you and sitting in that pain and sitting in that hurt and sitting in that constant cycle of just kind of being in a depression loop or whatever, thinking about it. And then for your future, you need to think about it in a positive way, but not to where it becomes time consuming or where it affects your present moment and changes the way in which you act, because whatever you want for your future, you have to be present in the moment in which you're in to achieve the steps to get to that future. Which, like I said, goes back to a dichotomy. A dichotomy is where you separate two things, you kind of split them. So your future and your current self, those are one thing. There's no difference between your future self and you. You just have to take the steps and the right actions to make that future, quote unquote, future self into the person you are today. So, what does that future person do on a day-to-day basis? Then start to do that. How do they think? Start to think that way. How do they respond to people? Start responding in that type of way. Start offering the same energy that the person that you want to become is, and you will become that person. That goes into a lot of things, as in dichotomies. Dichotomies are used for a lot of things. And a juxtaposition, which is the opposite of. I love juxtapose. That word it sits right. It's a word that sits with my energy right. That just goes to say, be worried about your future, but be in the current moment to enjoy life. Because life is about being present, being active, enjoying the thoughts in which you are in, and not sitting in agony or sitting in pain. Today's video is probably gonna be a little shorter. And this is gonna be a separate video that I'm gonna talk about as well. But dopamine. If you are present, right now, I'm present. I'm in this present moment making this video because I want to be an influencer. I want to be this when I get older, or my future self, quote unquote. That's what I want to do, but I'm in this present moment thinking about this, not for the dopamine rush or the future thought of, oh, if I do this today, then I'm gonna get this when I get older. No, I have no expectation of a result of this. Me making this video is purely what I want to do to help other people, to help myself, both mentally, emotionally, physically, and energy wise. Me making these videos is an output for my energy to be expressed in a way in which I don't feel as though I'm contained by someone or something, which is me being present. That's what I currently want. That's what I want in this moment. That's what I want today. That's what I'm going to want tomorrow. That's what I'm going to want the day after. And until that changes, then these videos will continue to be the same, which is what my present self is. And my present self is in my future. I also want to be doing the same thing. So I'm already working towards my quote unquote future self. We're going to use quote unquote because, dichotomy. We're not splitting it up. I'm no different than the person that I am tomorrow or the person I was yesterday. I have only learned from my actions, and I have only changed and grown. So good. And if you are in the present moment, don't chase dopamine. So when you think about the future, you usually chase dopamine because you're like, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire. Oh, I'm going to have all these nice cars, or oh, I'm going to have an amazing body. But if you don't make the changes today to become that person, then you will never become that person. And that will be a continuous cycle of chasing dopamine. Like I said, that's going to be an entirely different video. And a video that I'm very, very happy to talk about because unfortunately, I was a dopamine chaser. Like I played video games a lot. I still play them, but not to the extent in which I used to play them. I used to think sitting at home and playing games for 20 hours a day was normal and fine. Just not. But we'll talk about that in another video. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry for the storage issue. Like, comment, subscribe. If you guys have any more video ideas, let me know. I have an entire list of videos I'm going through. I'll probably get 2 or 3 done today. Not today. This weekend while I'm here in Texas. I will be fairly busy throughout this next week and the weekend following. I have dance competition. So let's hope that goes good. I'm not competing to be that validated by other people. I'm competing to perform and to express emotion, which goes back to my other video about expectation and the law of detachment. Thank you guys for watching. I'll probably have my hair up in the next video. Yeah. As always, the man who believes the journey is over has truly lost and is no better than the man... Wait, nope, I messed it up. The man who believes the journey is over has truly lost and is worse than the man who knows to continue fighting. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Any video ideas, let me know. See you boys.